Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna do a little catch up, get ready with me. It is May 31st, and we went through a whole portal of things, I think, since my last get ready with me catch up. I always like doing this just as like a chatty way to catch up with you guys. I can show you kind of like also the makeup I've been using because I've been keeping things very simple. We're just gonna go for a little natural look today. I'm finally getting back into content creation after all the traveling, birthday celebrations, all the things. So we're gonna get ready to relaunch Let's Vibe podcast and everything. So let's do this. Let's start. I was like ready to like put a headband on and then I realized I was already wearing one. I had hypnotherapy, which I can talk about. I had that earlier today. Went and got groceries and then I did a little workout. So the hair is still kind of like on its last limb. It's probably gonna be hair wash day tomorrow, I feel like. But we're just gonna get ready a little bit. And then tonight's plans, I'm gonna go have dinner with a friend. So where do we start? Where do I start? Start here. I've been really loving this Milk base as like a little hydro primer. Kind of like is like a little grippy. I feel like I really started liking this when I was going to Miami Music Week, Coachella, because I needed that makeup to like lock in. You know, I was locking in for Miami and Coachella and I needed makeup to also lock in, if you know what I mean. So where we left off, honestly, I don't even remember when the last catch up was. Hold on, please hold. I feel like it's been already such a crazy year and so much has happened. Like talking with my hypnotherapist who I meet with on a monthly basis, we were like, holy crap, like so much has happened. Okay, March 19th. Okay, why does that feel so long ago, you guys? That was March 19th. That was right before I was about to go to Miami Music Week. So holy moly. Okay, so I posted all the vlogs to Miami Music Week. I posted a recap. You can hear, you know, the first time experience. You can see my experience going to my first Miami Music Week. I'm still thinking about Miami Music Week. Like it was so much fun. Solid Grooves just came out with this like summer sampler thing with like releases from like Michael Bibi, Pasa, Ben Sterling, and like one of the songs that is Ben Sterling's release like takes me back to being at Factory Town. It was just so good. Can't wait to go back to Miami. My boyfriend Andrew and I are definitely planning on doing Miami Music Week next year. But we also bought tickets to Solid Grooves LA. Let me know if any of you are going. We immediately bought that. We didn't even know if like we were gonna go or not. Like we just saw Solid Grooves get announced. We were like, oh, like, okay, noted. But then they announced Michael Bibi, back-to-back Dennis Cruz, back-to-back Pasa. And I like texted Andrew immediately. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get tickets when the sale happens. And it just so happened one of his friends had like the pre-sale code. So we ended up getting them like right then and there. So that's like the second weekend in October. So LA, I'm coming back for you. I was in LA passing through for Coachella. Also, I'm like looking. Does anyone else just keep their makeup in just this like one bag? Oh, nope, it's here. I was looking for little tweezers. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I was in LA passing through for Coachella. I haven't been to LA for like a LA trip since my friends and I, we went for Lane 8 in LA, which was, God, what year was that? Was that 2022. So I'm excited to run it back. It's also like a holiday weekend. So Solid Grooves is on a Sunday. So we'll probably have like a nice little weekend. And my boyfriend's from Boston and he's only been to California and LA like more recently in his life. Whereas I grew up in Arizona. So we went to California, LA, Anaheim, like all the time. But yeah, I'm excited to come out there. Let me know if any of you guys are going to be there. But yeah, Miami Music Week just made me more of a fiend, I would say, for like this kind of music, like the minimal tech, like groovers. Like I already love that music, as some of you guys know. Like I've been listening to Michael Bibi and like those kinds of artists for a very long time. but I feel like Miami Music Week just altered my brain chemistry in that way. Like it's just the music that I'm like really gravitating towards. I'm very interested to see what my Spotify Wrapped is honestly going to look like because of that, because I still also have like the love for like more of that melodic house, like Lane 8, Tin Liquor, of course. But then I just really love Chris Stussy, like Josh Baker, like Coulter, Gaskin, Trucco, Ranger Trucco. All of them are just fantastic. So that's like where we've been at music wise. I need to, you guys can let me know if it's like too late for not about it, like whatever. I never really did a Coachella review debrief. Let me know if we still want that. I do have questions from you guys that I can answer, but I haven't done like a review video for it. Things just got so crazy the moment I got back from Coachella. I also went to Denver in between those two trips. Like I went to Miami, then I went to Denver for a friend's 30th birthday, my best friend Brandon's 30th birthday. Then I went to Coachella, like a psychopath. And we survived it all. And then I came back in Austin, like here in Austin, there was just so many plans and awesome things. I'm going in with this e.l.f. kind of like gel brow, clear brow. Believe it or not, if you guys look at my old videos, I used to be so blind with my brows. Like I have really great brows, but I just didn't do anything with them. So I like to go in with the clear, and then I can't even tell what this is. I can't even remember what this was. It's like a brow gel. Where did I get this from? I can't remember what brand it is because the label's all like messed up. Is this e.l.f.? Well, I gotta figure it out because I really like this, whatever it is. So if you see me looking confused in Ulta or Sephora, this is why. But yeah, I used to like not do my brows, so I've been getting better about doing that. So yeah, let me know if you guys want like a review video for Coachella. I'll give you all the tea. I did a podcast with my girl Emma Capotis. It's on her Ray Culture Cast. So we kind of like went in about, you know, our experience on that platform. And you guys also submitted questions for Coachella and for Miami Music Week. So I could sit down and like answer those questions. I might actually do that today while I'm just like filming and hanging out and all that stuff. And then what else? So yeah, we had Coachella, and then we came back. Let me look at my camera roll. Does anyone else need to like jog their memory looking at their camera roll? Okay, yeah. Came back from Coachella. Coachella was amazing. I'm already going back next year. I don't have tickets for weekend 1. I do have tickets for weekend 2. A ticket happened to fall into my lap already. So I think we're going to figure out how to do weekend 1. I'm thinking I'm going to do both next year because why not? Like YOLO. I also want to like actually test like, is weekend 1 better than weekend 2 or like vice versa? I want to test it. And now that I know like, you know, what I was getting myself into, going in with Fenty concealer. Now that I know what I'm getting myself into with Coachella, I can be better prepared, and all of that. So I don't know. I'm feeling the pull, feeling the call. I'm feeling the pull and a call for a lot of festivals. Let's be real here. So came back, saw Zed's Dead. I had my friends Alex and Tony in town. I had a cousin come through. Saw Zed's Dead at Concourse, which was a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, then I was just hanging out with friends. Oh, Salute came through Austin. That was really great. Oh, we saw Rufus Du Sol at Q2 Stadium, which is like our soccer stadium here in Austin. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan of like, hold on. I wasn't a fan of the venue. Like it's a cool concept being able to be like playing in a stadium, but that was the second time that stadium has had like a musical act. And I don't know who did the sound design, but the sound design was not great. Like it's almost like they didn't know how to do like sound design for like an electronic act, an electronic live act, let's just say. Because like, yeah, I just felt like I couldn't hear the songs properly. And Andrew felt the same way. And like, he's very much like me. Like we're both we love the music and we care about the sound sounding great. And it was just like a weird experience because everyone was just like kind of like into it and whatever, but like, I don't know, once you notice that the sound is off, it's just hard to like not notice it, you know? So we did the best we could with that. What else have we had going on? Looks like I have had some yummy food. Andrew played some sets. I dog sat, my friend Kaylee's dog. And then it was my birthday. So you guys saw all the birthday celebrations. If you haven't watched that vlog, definitely go give it a watch. Foundation, I don't know. I haven't been using super heavy a foundation. So I've just been using this like Maybelline BB cream. It has like SPF in it. I don't know. I've been really liking it. So that's kind of what I've been using as a foundation. A little different, right? But it's just lighter and it feels really good. So I really like it. And it says like blurs imperfections, enhances, brightens, adjusts skin tone, smooth, hydrate, SPF, all the stuff. So been really liking this. But yeah, birthday weekend was amazing. Having like a little birthday dinner at my friend Lester's place, and I played like a legit DJ set in front of friends, which I think is like the best way to do it, you know? Because you're just surrounded by friends and people who love you, right? And want to see you win and want to see you succeed and all the things. And it was really cool to do it with Andrew, my boyfriend, who obviously like is the reason that I've been able to get back into DJing. Like he's helped me really refine my skills with DJing. And he's really been like the biggest kind of supporter for me getting back into it. But then also we went back to back with my friend Vlad, and he's the same way too. Like back in August of 2023. Yeah, August of 2023, he got me to like record my first mix again, which I hadn't done in a really long time. So that was really cool to have him there, and he like DJ'd as well. And then my friend Nick also DJ'd. He goes by Royal NV. And Nick's like the ultimate, you know, homie. He also started learning how to DJ in 2020 when I started learning. And again, like just another amazing support system person that I've had when it comes to like DJing and music and like all of that. So it was just really cool. And there was just so much love and fun in the room, and just like getting to bring in my birthday. I didn't celebrate it actually on my birthday, but it was like the kickoff to the birthday weekend, because on my birthday, I actually DJ'd my first like paid gig, which is just insane to say. I have a friend who was having a work event and he needed some DJs. They were doing paddleboard yoga. I'm going in with the Anastasia like little setting cream. This just kind of helps like lock it in and kind of makes it a little bit less oily in my opinion. But yeah, he had a paddleboard yoga event. Our friend Brad owns Austin Paddle Co. So it was like a cool collaborative event between friends, because, you know, my friend Ryan had like, you know, his coworkers and stuff there. And then Brad had the paddleboards and had a yoga teacher. And then Andrew and I DJ'd together. And it was just really cool. And on my birthday, right? Like my first gig, first paid gig. And got to like have this really cool moment doing that, you know? My USB didn't work. That was great. I had like a full-on DJ crash out moment, but luckily it was a back-to-back with Andrew. So like we have very similar music taste, so it wasn't like the end of the world, but I definitely was crashing out over it. You know what I mean? Let's see, what else do I want to do? I'll do a little brow. Where did the cap go for that? So yeah, my USB just like for some reason wasn't reading on that board, but it's worked on other boards. So I just don't know what's wrong with that board. But it got me to Amazon Prime a new USB. So now I have a backup USB basically. I'm really becoming a DJ, you guys. I feel like that's just such a quintessential DJ thing. I realized I just didn't even put blush on. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, we'll let this like bake a little bit more. So yeah, that was really cool. And then we went to Seismic both nights. On Saturday, Andrew played a DJ set, which was really cool. I ended up going back to back with him too. So yeah, we have our own little like DJ thing going on, which is really cute. And we've been like joking around like what our like DJ duo name would be, like, because AA would literally be an AA meeting, you know what I mean? But Side note, I'm also back to no drinking. I feel like I'll just do a podcast episode all around that. But we're back to being a non-alcoholic sober queen. It's 444 as I say that, so we love that. What else? So yeah, that was like birthday weekend shenanigans. That was amazing. Best birthday ever. Then the following weekend, like I just had a weekend to myself because Andrew went out of town. I'm like looking through all this stuff, which was really nice, even though I love him so much. But I kind of got to like have a weekend to myself, which is pretty rare. And it kind of reminds me like when I was in my like single healing era. And it's kind of like, you know, there's definitely a balance, right? Like obviously I love Andrew, like he's my person. But there's also a balance of like doing things for myself and not getting super lost like in the relationship and everything. And I think he's also balancing that as well because he's still new to Austin. So we do a good job at balancing kind of those things. And you know, taking time for ourselves and then enjoying time together, all of that. And then this past weekend was Andrew's birthday. So yes, I am dating a Gemini, but he's an amazing Gemini. He's so fun. He has kept life so fun, and it was really great to just celebrate him. And May is just going to be like our favorite month, you know, because my birthday's at the beginning of the month, his birthday's at the end of the month. So like us celebrating our birthday months is just going to be the most fun thing I feel like that we do together. And that was definitely how this past month like really transpired for us. So last week I wasn't feeling all too great, was dealing with like really bad allergies and stuff. But this week, since the whole birthday weekend shenanigans for Andrew, I have just felt so clear, so good. Like I know Saturn just shifted into Aries and I've definitely been feeling that energy. I've talked about this before, but my Saturn return was what really kicked my life into gear, I feel like. And if you have a Saturn in Pisces or you just know kind of about it, then we have a little bit of a break from our Saturn return, which is really great. And I feel like we've learned a lot. I learned a lot in that whole process. I'm definitely going to I'm going to talk about that in the relaunch of Let's Vibe podcast today. But yeah, I truly feel like a different person than when I first started my Saturn return, which was in 2023. And I'm feeling really grateful about all of that. And, you know, some things that I've been doing, I've been playing things really, really safe and really small. I've had some recent like breakthroughs kind of around that. Because you guys who have been following me for a really long time probably have seen a shift of just things that I've gone through, you know, being in a previous relationship that wasn't really supportive to me, kind of going through like my own identity crisis, depressive episode, whatever we want to call it. And I think now being where I'm at, like I'm in a very stable career. I am still growing my passions as a life coach and a content creator in this space and like hosting festival workshops and finally like stepping into DJing that I've been wanting to do since literally 2020. And being in the most like stable and happy relationship I've ever been in. It's just been like so nice. I'm just going in with like Sephora brow, by the way. So yeah, I really do feel like I'm like finally taking action on some things and I have some exciting things planned for the summer. Relaunching one-on-one coaching. I started working on a Catch a Vibe mix last night, which is really exciting. And just getting back to like connecting with you guys because I definitely feel like I started like dimming myself and I started like playing it safe in terms of content. And I was having this feeling of like, you know, no one cares, no one wants to hear from me, like blah, blah, blah. And it all stemmed from one person literally saying like, you come across as having a big ego. She said it in also like there was a specific Spanish word that she used and I had to Google it and it just basically said you come across as like big headed or big ego or whatever. And that really stuck with me. That was in 2022. And that was when I was like trying to grow this coaching business. And so I kind of just like started playing it small and I started like compartmentalizing myself like by having the coaching page and like just trying to show up there, not showing up as like the festival tip girly anymore, and just doing content that like obviously helped me grow in terms of like followers and like whatever, but I was like missing like the authenticity piece, which it was really interesting on my birthday. Like we like to do a reverse roast where you go around and you say something nice about the person that, whose birthday it is. And literally each of my friends say just like how authentic I am in real life. But like that obviously wasn't happening online anymore because I just started hiding. And it's so crazy to think that that one comment, and like, it wasn't just that, it was a combination of things, right? Like being in a very unsupportive, unloving relationship put me in this space of like self-doubt, and I was trying to like make my business quote unquote work, right? When really all I needed to do was just be myself and just like own myself. And that's why people want to work with me in my coaching business, right? And like I have so much value and knowledge to give because I've literally created the life that I have now that just feels amazing. I'm in this like dreamy apartment in a really amazing neighborhood. I quit my 9 to 5, started a coaching business. And then when I needed to get when I needed to go back to a 9 to 5, I was able to get it so quickly. Like it just happened so easily for me. And other things just happened so easily for me, and manifestations, abundance, random money, like all of these things, and attracting like things that I've really wanted, like this relationship, right? And aligned friendships. Like I want to teach you guys how I was able to do that, and I can't do that by like hiding myself, right? And I think I had to like come across as this like professional life coach or like whatever, but it's like, no, you guys are just like me. You guys are ravers. You guys are festival goers. You love to dance. You love to express. Like there's no reason to like separate that anymore. And I might as well show you like, yeah, here's how I can go to space for 16 hours, come back, not get sick, and like still live my life. Or here's how I like don't get festival blues ever. I don't have any bad come downs. I've never like, it's been so long since I've had one. It was probably back in college, because I've really tried to create a life that I don't feel like I have to escape from. And so that's kind of where the content is headed towards. We have Urban Decay All-Nighter. So that's what you can imagine like is going to come up on, the podcast and my content, stuff like that. YouTube, I want to kind of keep it to vlogs, and you might get some like tip videos here and there. I have one series I've really been wanting to do, so I'm finally going to execute it on in June. But otherwise, I want to like still keep showcasing my life on a personal level and show you just like, here's the life I live, whether it's at a festival or not at a festival. Like my whole mantra is life is a festival, and it's really about how you can thrive on and off the dance floor and you can feel really good. And so, yeah, you can imagine some of that kind of content like intertwined on the YouTube channel throughout the vlogs, but you also might hear about it in the podcast a lot more. Or if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you might like get those like quick kind of things. And then, yeah, I'm relaunching my one-on-one coaching. It's going to be called Vibey AF, and it's my one-on-one container, 90 days for you to start living an aligned and fulfilling life, which I'm super pumped to be relaunching that. And then there's going to be other things, right? Like me sharing more about human design, because I am certified in human design and I can do readings for people. I did readings for people on Groove Cruise, and like even just sharing, like if you have a gift to share, right? Here's how to create content around it. Here's how to host workshops around it. So like, I feel like I'm starting to come back up and be like, hi, because some of you might have seen me like when I first started this YouTube channel and in 2025, like I had such a confidence about myself. And then I just went through this portal of doubt and questioning and depression and identity crisis and all of these things. And it's like, whew, now we're here. And it feels like I'm like, okay, I'm back, because I used to be so confident. And I was like, yeah, like I know my shit. I'm organized. Like I found my purpose, blah, blah, blah. And at some point I started doubting that and I stopped saying those things. Like I think the frontal lobe developed in a way that like kind of made me too self-aware and made me start listening to that voice a little bit too much. So what's to come? I hope you guys will stay along. There's just like a lot of exciting things going on. And I also have new partnerships kind of rolling out of brands that I'm working with. and sharing more content around that. I still have a code with Lunchbox, which is really exciting, and some other clothing brands. I'll link all that stuff, have my Amazon storefront. I also just got a new MacBook Pro, which is awesome. I started editing my videos on CapCut for YouTube. I'm just like taking it up a notch. I updated my website, vibewith8.com, so it's no longer giving blogger, it's giving like leader, authority, whatever, like, hi, I'm Aid, you know, I'm Vibe with Aid, and this is what I freaking do in my life. So definitely go check that out. We're about to relaunch a podcast. Like, I'm just like ready to have this be a household name. Like, it already is a household name. Like, people know Aid, people know Vibe with Aid. I run into people all the time, and it's a really cool experience. It's like, all right, time to take it up a notch, and like, let's just get more vibey. So let me know if there's any videos, requests that you have in the comments. Feel free to vibe check me. Let me know how you're doing. And I'll see you guys over on the podcast, Let's Vibe Podcast relaunch of season 2. I'm pumped for all the episodes and plans kind of coming up with that. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in, vibing with me, and just like get ready because we're locking in. Upcoming festivals for me. Nothing really planned for summer, just planning on going to ARC Music Festival. And then obviously I just mentioned going to Solid Grooves LA. Don't know about ACL, TBD. And then we have Seismic in the fall, which we will probably be going to. Who am I kidding? So yeah, let me know what you guys have planned. Let me know what you guys have planned in the comments, festival shows, all the things. Show-wise, Boris Beltran at Concourse. Maybe Josh Baker at the Cut, and then who knows? But anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.